Hello everybody. It's another day. And I think what day it is. 1, 2, I don't know. But anyway, I guess it's on the video. But I just spent the night in Lance Creek last night with a few hikers, and which is a few miles into the Blood Mountain Wilderness. My goal today is to get to Neal Gap. I just got my first morning climb, so I'm sweating. And it's unseasonably warm out here. Even one of the locals told me a lot of locals day hiking yesterday on Saturday because it was just so nice. They said it was a record high for the area. So and it's gonna cool back to milder temperatures here in another week. But there's no cold spats coming. There'll be. We actually, I hate to say it, we need some rain because some of these water sources are just a trickle, and the minor water sources, and which are a lot of times it's the better water, but most of your major streams are still flowing now. That's a good thing, but there's really no rain in the forecast, and that's not that's kind of unsafe. Maybe not so much unseasonal. This is the earliest I've ever started, and I've always started before on April 1st. So, oh, it's beautiful out here this morning. Sun just coming up. You can see the range. I think the biggest one out there, which is way over there, if you can see it. That's Blood Mountain. That's where I'm heading. But I'm going to be going up and down until I get there. Looks like there's another mountain right here. Oh man, feels good out here. It's nice and cool. It's probably about 50 degrees, but I can tell it's going to warm up, and I'm going to be hot and sweaty on the climb. So I want to get to Neal Gap and eat a frozen pizza, then decide what I'm going to do there. It's about a 2-day hike to Hiawassee. It's not going to help me much to get an early start because I'm probably going to be camping at Low Gap anyway. But I might move on in and take off. If I feel good, I might just go right on through Neal Gap. My motivation is when I get to Hiawassee, I plan on a 0 there, maybe in the Budgeon Inn. But I might go to that Dragon Hostel. I don't know, but these hostels are going to fill up pretty quick, and I'm not one to make a reservation and stuff like that. I'd rather just go in and see because I can set that hammock up anywhere. It's like a house. I tell you, it's a lot cheaper in a hammock. Matter of fact, what I'm thinking at Neal Gap is just getting off their property and setting up a hammock. And I'm just as comfortable. I'm not around other people in that bunkhouse. I won't have to worry about catching a cold or virus from other people, sleeping there in their coffin. No, I want to get this through hike in, and that's important. All right, let me go. Whew. We'll catch you later. I'll report back definitely when I get to Blood Mountain. This camera's acting strange. They say there's spirits up here in the Blood Mountain Wilderness. My camera started acting kind of funky. Got me thinking. There's different legends out here on this part of the mountains. This was believed. I think the Cherokee believed that. I don't know what the Cherokee. I have no idea what the Cherokee believed, but it was told that there was a small midget type people that lived here before the Cherokee came, and this was and they were spiritual creatures or spiritual beings. So I don't know. And the little people. Boy, look at this. Oh. All right, let me put this camera down and make some miles. Yeah, I believe that gray mountain way out there, I think that's sassafras. Went over that the other night. Now, this is typical of this trail if you look. It just comes along here. That's straight down there. We're gonna go all along this side of this mountain. But look, I'm not gonna walk because I'll bust my butt, but look, see how it goes, it weaves in and out. I'll go a little ways, then I'll put the phone up. But you'll go like this sometimes for a long time. Working your way around this mountain. It's gonna go down, go up through them rocks and working its way around. All right, let's go.
We were friends. Like a chow chow. Yeah, last year we left. It's so sweet. What's his name? Todd. Todd? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty up here. I think I can walk without my pole for a minute. It gets steep in places I can't go without my poles, but pretty soon it's going to be pretty steep all the way down. I remember that for a while. Look at them mountains. I can't believe I'm back out here. It's so friggin' beautiful. Eye candy. A lot of day hikers. It's a Sunday. A nice day out here. A lot of day hikers. Day hikers. All right. All right, Neil Gap. 5 days of hiking. Got here on a Tuesday, and started the trail on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now Sunday. So this is day 5. I'm gonna go down and sit on a real toilet for the first time in five days, and get me some cold drinks and a frozen pizza. I believe they got down here. All right, I get here and wow, that's the top of the gap. Now they're going downhill now. A lot of motorcycles. It's a really nice day today, and it's a weekend. So, It's a really nice day and it's a weekend. The motorcycles are out. I've been hearing them. All right. Well, you can tell it's the weekend. And y'all just don't know how excited I am. I'm going to be able to sit on a real toilet. It's a humbling experience, the distance hike. I've only been out 5 days, but believe it or not, this is one of the longer stretches because it's only it's only a couple day hike to Hawaii from here. And from there, top of Georgia is only a couple day hike. And from there, Franklin's only about maybe a double overnight. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna cut this off and head on up there. Alright, sun's fixing to go down below that mountain there. And this whole area here where I'm going to there, it's gonna get dark real quick. I just decided to keep hiking on. And I feel really good. My knees feel good. I feel like I can just walk all night, but I'm not going to do it. There's a water source down here somewhere, and I'm going to find some trees to hang the hammock, and I'm going to bed. You know, I might make it to Hiawassee tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't want to though. I think if I might push it to Blue Mountain tomorrow, and then I can go on down into the Gap and catch a ride to town, and then I'll have a serious Nero. I'll have a Nero and a zero, and that should. I really don't need it. I don't, you know, psychologically, but I think. But well, at least it wasn't me that fell down. But psychologically, what the hell am I covering? Where's the camera? Right there. It's right there. Yeah. But to do a Nero and a zero, that would be pretty good. I should be able to do get a perfect resupply, get all that. Then I can go on up. If I do that, I'll be able to knock the next section out, which is very tough, in 2 days, no problem. Get up there to the top of Georgia, probably come in on a little bit of a Nero if I push it out there, and stay at Stand Animals Hostel. And then I can come out of there, across that North Carolina line, and at about a double overnight, 3 nights, I can be at Wolf Gap going into Franklin, and maybe do a zero there. Then I come out of Franklin. I think I'll be able to rock and roll then. I think I'll be able to rock and roll then. Definitely by the time I get to the Smokies, I'll be feeling pretty good. But you know, I might go into Gatlinburg and do a zero. You know, when I get into the Smokies, that's too far ahead to even think about planning. So I'm not. It's just, I tell you, as many years as I've come out here hiking, and I've got, you know, around 1,800 miles of hiking out here in the southern Appalachian. I don't know how to explain it. It's usually rainy and cold right now. So, you know, I mean, and the water sources are flowing. We just had snow melt here just a few days ago, and the water sources are flowing. Luckily, we need rain. There's no rain in sight. That's going to become, the water source is going to become a problem. Right now, it's just really, but I don't want to get an overuse injury, but at the same time, I want to take advantage of this weather. And it's not like the rain's going to stop me either. I mean, I'm going to hike through the rain. That's not going to stop, even slow me down. Some of the other newer hikers out here that are doing a through hike, you know, they might be a little I think, even if they don't say it, they're apprehensive about the rain. Whereas, you know, when you're a section hiker, you got to do your hikes. You don't want to go out and hike in the rain. So if it's a rainy weekend, you don't go out hiking. It only makes sense. A lot of people are real experienced hikers, but they're not experienced distance hikers. And once you get and personally, I can't talk for anybody else, but once I got the confidence of my gear and setting it up in wet conditions and all, which I've never done with the hammock, then the confidence level goes off the charts. You know, once you can keep your stuff dry in like 2 or 3 days of rain, the confidence level goes off the charts. I feel like, hey, I can handle anything out here, kind of. You know, there's always accidents. I've gotten my stuff wet before. You know, coming through the bath, setting up in the wrong place. The bath comes in, breaks down, gets everything wet. You know, so you get that bag wet, you're in trouble. You got to get out of the corridor and get it dried out. And I've had that happen to me once. I actually dried it out under the bridge down there in Irwin. I sleeping bag for 3 days. And in 2016. And that was a good time there. Them other guys. All right, I'm right on top of this ridge. And we're just gonna head on. See if I can film my setup when I get back tonight, or when I find a spot. I'm getting confident with this hammock, setting it up, and I've set it up like 4 times already, and no, 5 times, and each time I'm getting better at it. So I set up there. I don't know. I don't see nothing. It's shiny now. I better pick up the pace. I think I got another half mile. It might be dark by the time I get to that water source. I'm running a little low. All right, let me cut it off for now. All right, that's the spring. That's what I'm talking about when we need rain. It's barely flowing. I lost my dip cup on the 3rd day, and I was going to buy another one. I forgot to even look in there. I don't know. I should have bought. I don't know. I've got to wait till Franklin now to find a camp cup. And that's what I use to dip into places like this. I guess I can use my food cup. Yeah, I can use that. I mean, my cooking cup. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can't catch some water. I have to. Yeah, look at there. Ain't that snazzy? I got water now. That's right. I'll filter it later. Get to camp. I can find a camp before it gets dark. It's almost below the line there. All right, let me see if I can't get this on there. I'm gonna survive now. I got water. I got a headlight. I just checked on that, and I do have it. I knew I laid it out there. I took it out of the pack. I remember taking it out. Luckily, I remembered to put it back in. I got a full charging block. I'll be good. All right. Let's go find a place to camp. All right, I'm up here on top. One place I can find some trees. So many stickers. I found several trees, but that storm come by, and you got all these dead trees all over the place. They're dangerous as shit. Now I'm looking here. I'm looking to set up between these two. Got it cleared out. Now I'm looking at that damn thing. Look at that monstrosity. That's dead. That son of a bitch fell over. I'd be toast. All I can say, I hope it don't happen. Son of a bitch. That storm messed up all kinds of stuff. There's a dead tree there. On this top. Let me see what the wind's going to be before I even do this tonight. If it gets much more than this ain't. Now I'm looking at this. I can't move that. That's heavy as hell. Yeah. I can go between these 2 trees. I think that's good. And then I guess I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to go between these 2. There's that thing right there. That giant tree. I want to have some distance in that one, and that giant tree there's some distance in that one. I don't want to be around dead shit. I think we're all right here. I don't see anything dead. I see one little dead branch there. All right. All right, we're gonna go here. Man, I gotta get up on the ball here.